Shalom, Israel. Shalom, Bashing. Y'all shop brothers out there. Shalom. House from all. Send me out shout to sisters out there. Excuse me, had a little tongue time. This is Isupk, New Orleans. This is the Shreveport Bulge account. Coming out of 1 West 125th Street, part of New York. We're out here to educate blacks, Hispanic, Latinos, and First Nation people about their true heritage. And their true heritage can be found within the scriptures of the Bible. We're going to use the Bible to prove that we are the lost 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, and not those people that live off in Israel now. But the main reason, that they got started, because we had blind leaders, we had leaders that just, went with their own understanding and did not adhere to the Most High. And every time, we worship another god or something like that, punishes for them because we had blind leaders, and it was just like the blind leading the blind, and we just want to show the people, that you worth something. We ain't a byword. We ain't a bunch of nigger spicks, wetbacks, and savages. We are a holy people. We God's special people. We God's chosen people. But our leaders don't teach that. Our Christian leaders, they don't teach that. They don't teach that you're a special people. You just like somebody just occupying the earth. Like you just all of a sudden, drop in on the earth along with everybody else. Like you don't count. Like that's why they keep our history basically at the 1600s. That's when we all of a sudden they have blacks all of a sudden came on these ships. It's the only time you ever heard about our history. But our history go way further than that. Our history go way further than what our leaders are teaching. That's why I thank the Most High for the Isupk, teaching us who we are. Because I can tell you right now, if it hadn't been for the Isupk, I hate to think what would happen 2 years ago, 3 years ago. If I hadn't been listening to them videos, started changing my life around. Had to back away. I had to lose some friends, had to lose some family, but it was all worth it. Had to quit a lot of vices that I had. Everybody didn't know what to say about it. Like, man, you don't join the cult. I said, no, this is not a cult. David Koresh, and those apocalypse followers, they was cults. The Christian church is a cult. That's a cult all the way. I grew up in it, and I know it was a cult. That was the only place I know you can keep doing wrong, keep apologizing to the Most High, and He gonna forgive you. That's the biggest lie that we ever told. He keep a record on that. He said, "Okay, I got you. You wanna play around with me?" On the Most High, he don't play about those things. And we could start out in a book of in Apocrypha, book of Baruch, chapter 4, verse 3.
I read it for you.
Oh, a lot.
Right. Baruch 4 and 3.
Okay.
Book of Baruch, chapter 4, verse 3. Give not thy honor to another, nor the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation.
Now see, that's exactly what our leaders do. That's when you go all the way let's just start with the biggest cone that ever lived, Martin Luther King. We was doing very well before we wanted to segregate. We was doing fine.
Right.
Was we rich? No, but we had our own businesses. We made our own money, and we kept it in our own neighborhood, within our own nation.
That's right.
But no, you had too many people who, was sedated and all that. Didn't like the black restaurants and clothing stores and wanted to shop along with the oppressor.
That's what
they wanted to be like them, want to shop where they shop,
right.
Want to eat where they eat at, and look what it costs us. It cost us our identity. We had our identity, before Martin Luther King. We was black and proud, you know. We was black and proud. We had brothers on the street that came on us in 1969, teaching us where we came from. We just didn't, so our history don't start in the 1600s.
Right.
Coming out of the Africa.
So, like, if I could.
Go ahead, sir.
We had a mindset of our identity at that time. We didn't have our full identity because brothers still didn't know and sisters still didn't know that they were Israel. But at the same time, they knew that if we joined together, that we could prosper. But then they allowed the ideology of segregation to be put into their mind by Mike, or I call it that by name, Mike, by Martin Luther King, or Mike, what I call him, because they had the ideology put in their mind by him to be segregated with everybody else, which caused us to fall the way that we've been falling. That's the way we've been falling ever since. That nigga led us into this burning house.
Yeah, and that led right into, you know what I'm saying, them buying out black owned stores,
right?
Black owned restaurants, you know what I'm saying? They wanted to utilize that space because they know that they can capitalize gain in our neighborhoods and in our communities, you know what I'm saying? So not only did we forgive our identity, but we we surrendered our economics. You know what I'm saying? Surrendered our economics.
Yeah, and see, this thing about it, Martin Luther King did, he called himself a leader. Everybody called him Moses.
Right.
Gonna lead us to the promised land. He didn't do it, but lead us to disaster.
That's it.
And right before he died, he had to get on TV and say, I made a mistake. I led my people to a burning house.
Exactly.
That's why I said and see, most of them blind leaders, we choose. Just like Barack Obama. He's not even an Israelite. He was a Hamite.
Right.
But everybody say that's the second coming. He gonna lead us. He didn't care nothing about your black book. Not one bit. That's when all those he instituted all of the things that's going on the border with Isupk getting them locked up. He instituted that.
Yeah.
That man you voted in twice. Go ahead, sir.
He also instituted the LGBT movement.
Oh, yeah.
He allowed gay marriages to be legalized. That Hamite didn't do nothing but destroy our people the same way his people destroyed us by selling us on them slave ships.
That's exactly the way he did, And then we still choosing blind leaders,
Yeah.
But that's why I said, you don't give your, honor, to another,
Right.
You don't give your honor to another. How you got the Most High done gave you this? He said, you are a special people.
Right.
You don't give it to the Israelis over there.
That's right.
You don't do that. They are nothing unto him. Let me he said, nor the things that are proper unto thee. And that's exactly unto a stranger, and that's exactly what we did. We gave up our heritage, our economics, our monetary system, everything that we had, we gave it away. I remember being a little boy watching things, used to be black stores here, black restaurants there, just watch it all disappear, turn into a department store or a strip mall. And so some either might own. And that's exactly what Martin Luther King did to us. Since everybody want to say we got to keep this dream alive, that's a nightmare. We're not keeping that alive. That's the Isupk anyway. We want that dream to die.
Right.
We want that dream to die because it's been nothing but a nightmare.
Right.
Look at us now. Look at where we live. It's a war zone. We got these little Edomite children going off in the schools, going off in the churches, shooting up everything.
Right.
And then they act like they're a whole police force and act like they don't know what to do. And be right on the scene. They ain't like they had those 15 minutes away. They right there. And then do nothing. That all those people get killed, because they was cowards.
Right.
I'm just gonna say it just like that. They was cowards. Let that have been one of us go off in there, they'd have went off in their blaze.
And so, like, if I could again, they went there to get their own children.
Yeah, they had to.
And left other people's babies right there to die.
Mm-hmm.
And what the word you described them as is cowards.
Mhm.
That's a clear-cut definition of what they acts that they did. Leaving some. How the hell you going to school knowing it's a shooting here, murdering kids? You go in there and get your baby, and you got enough gall in you to look at somebody else's baby and leave them right there to die. That's a goddamn coward.
Right.
It's a lot.
Yeah. You know, just found out today on the news. They say they waited 75 minutes before they ever decided to go in. So he could have basically, you know, he did what he wanted to do. You know, no suicide by cop, you know, whatever. You know, I done killed my 20-something people, you know. You know, that's how he did, you know. And I'm talking about the police chief was there. And he held the other officers back. They got the call. They coming on in. They ready to run up in there. He holding them back. You see, that's what we did. You know, go ahead, sir.
That's why the ISUPK, our motto is no cowards.
That's damn right.
And no excuses. They know damn it. They ain't got no excuse for their behavior. Man.
That's right.
And that's why the scriptures say the Lord is gonna make a man more precious than fine gold. But y'all look at them brothers in the street that's going to war with each other right now. You look at them like they nothing. When you could have took one of them brothers, one of these brothers who's doing all this shooting, whatever, would have went in that school and took care of people. One of these brothers.
That's it, sir.
You know what I'm saying? With the right direction, man, the right instruction, those brothers gonna be made as precious as fine gold. That's
right.
The scriptures say, man. You know what I'm saying? Like that type of brother was needed at that school. That type of brother could have went in and saved many lives, man. But you look at us like we nothing. You know, that's why I respect the manager and the hunter so much. You know what I'm saying? Because like he was telling the brother, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna let nobody sell you crap.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you're a black man like me and you worth something.
That's right.
We got to look at each other like we worth something, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We gonna be the heroes. You know what I'm saying? We
Right, sir.
I had on further, you know, our leaders. Where is Al Sharpton? Where's Jesse Jackson?
Right. Like they're waiting on the interview.
Yeah, you know, when they start, I guess when they write them a check, they'll say something.
Right.
You know, so then, like I said, those are blind leaders. Like I said, I remember Jesse Jackson come up with Operation Push. You know, didn't do nothing. You know, didn't do no push us out the way. That's all he did. You know, all he came up with all the programs and stuff back in the 80s, and didn't do nothing. You know, for a young man like me getting out of school, so yeah, you know, it was no jobs left. There was no jobs. All the plants closing down, moving to Mexico, moving to Canada, you know, moving over there in Europe. There was nothing when I got out of school, you know. But that's what our leaders did, what our black leaders did. You know, they accepted that check to sell us out. You know, that's why they are blind. They claim they know what they doing, but they you know, they too blind to see what they doing. Right. You know, they too blind. They don't know that they making mistakes.
Right.
You know. But I believe they do know so, but they don't care as long as they get some money.
That's
you know, as long as they get a check, hey, I don't care. You know, hey, they can starve for all I care.
So like, you know, I got the precept of what you're saying, man. When you brought it from Brad, there was a way that seemed right to a man. But what you bringing out is so heavy, man. Like they think they doing the right thing. So many of our people think it's like just to love the oppressor. That's the right thing to do. It seems like that's the right thing to do. It seems like the right thing to do is to go out and march and cry and beg and try to be a part of this empire. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and read this scripture, y'all. This book of Proverbs, chapter 14, verse 12. There is a way which seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death.
Like I said, like you was saying, you know, they think, you know, they doing right. Like I said, they lean on to their own understand, you know, and what they doing, they messed up all at the same time. You know, they can know it. They say, okay, I can, if I do this, I can make this, you know, I can just appease the people, you know, but he just don't, you know, but he knows what he doing is wrong, you know, it seems right to him. You know, but at the end result, when people go to complaining and talking about this and that, you know, when you said you was gonna do this, you was gonna do that, and nothing happened, you know, he can't say too much.
You know, you can't say that because he's like, well, I thought it was going to be like this. They promised me this. That's when they go to blaming on everybody else. They promised me this. They were going to do this. They going to let me do that. But all the time, he knew that. But like you said, that money, you know, is the root of all evil.
Right.
You know, that's what guys, a lot of that almighty dollar. And we got sold out, you know. Just, you know, like with our grandparents, you know, they marched and whatever, you know, which, you know, we know don't do no good.
Right.
You know, the only time to do something good when something wrong go on, like the LG, you know, TQ, you know, mafia. They marched, they got what they wanted. Them Asians, they went to crime. They said, stop Asian hate. We've been getting a foot up our real for 500 years. And nobody ever said anything about stop black hate, stop brown hate.
Right.
They ain't nobody never said nothing. If we get stopped by the law right now, we gotta have our hands on the wheel, looking straight forward, answer yes or no.
That's a lot of good. If you don't teach your kids that, they'll end up dead in a bar. That's the bad thing about us, about our culture. What we got to do, we are the only people on the planet, black and brown people, that got to teach their kids, when you get pulled over by those that's supposed to protect you, you have to protect yourself, because if you don't, they will kill you.
Right.
Ain't that backwards? Ain't that nonsense?
Nonsense.
We the only people that have to do that. The Arab man, he is a terrorist on the earth.
Right.
But he don't have to teach his children that. His wife could be in a full what that thing called, sir? What it's called? Hijab. She could be in a full hijab in the passenger seat, and he can have a turban on his head. And he get pulled over, he don't got to keep his hands on the dashboard. He ain't got to not reach for his license. But we got to teach our kids that.
Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like it.
No, yeah, go ahead. You know, what you bringing out, I mean, I learned that at a young age. You know, got pulled over one day in Bose, and that's when they used to carry those nightsticks. If I tell you them Bose law must have beat me to the sound of Tupac.
Yeah.
they beat me. How do you want it? They beat me down, and I ain't did nothing. You know, it was just where I live at. It's like on the outskirts, and they caught me out the city limits.
Yeah.
You know, the Paris boys told me up. You know,
For the other nations, it's therapeutic to look down the front, like they could be stressed the hell out and see a nigga and look at themselves like, at least I'm not a nigga. You know what I'm saying? And that's why it's so heavy, man. It's the greatest feeling in the world when you can go out and blaze and, you know, get on that mic and say to the top of the damn head that the white man is the goddamn devil.
That's right.
You got to start, you know, like it's therapeutic, man. Ladies on the streets, man.
Like if I could.
Revealing who the devil is at the Bible speaks.
That's right.
Go ahead, huh?
And you know what I'm saying? Well, when you bring it out, it's so heavy, man. And my demonstration of that is when I see a cracker walk past my door, I hit the lock button.
Right.
I hit the lock button so they can see me.
Right. Yeah, right.
So they can know that, look, man, you know, as much as you are afraid of me, I am afraid of you, man. I don't know what you might do.
That's right.
I don't know what you might do, man.
That's right.
Yeah, but you know. They don't like getting treated that way. You know, they don't like getting treated that way. Oh, no, we're not about no trouble. Hey, I'm not about no trouble either.
Right.
You know, but you know, brother, if you give me Isaiah 29:13, you know, and see this thing about it. These leaders got our families off in this church, off in their coat. I'm just gonna call it what it is. Off in their coat, teaching them things of what the Most High loves. Right. You know, don't teach them what He hates. They'll say a few scriptures. When that's about where it is, that's when a big concert go on and everybody dancing. And okay, you know, Pastor Collection played around, and you know, church over. You know, Isaiah 29:13.
Yeah. The book of Isaiah, chapter 29, verse 13. Wherefore the Lord said, for as much as this people draw near me with their mouth and with their lips do honor me, but have removed their heart far from me, and their fear toward me is taught by the precept of men.
And so there you go. That's your Christian pastor blind as a bat.
That's right.
You know, Jesus, all you gotta do is say, I take Yahweh as my Lord and Savior, and I'm saved. That's all. You ain't gotta put no work in.
Right.
That's all you gotta say. No, all you gotta do is just come to church, well dressed, you know, learn how to clap, learn how to dance, all that, sing, and all that. You get into heaven like that. You know, that's their ideology, that's their doctrine,
right.
And you know they stick to it, even though he knows, but they so blind. You know, he's so blind about that money that he get every month from the government, for not to teach those things and not to say Christ is a black man. You know, that's you know, they're just blind as a bat.
If I could, there's a precept that's right above that. In verse 10, it says, "For the Lord hath poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep."
Right.
That's that blindness that you're speaking of right there.
That's right.
That spirit of deep sleep, and have closed your eyes. The prophets and your rulers, the seers, have he covered.
Yeah.
He closed their eyes. That's why the pastors can't see. That's why they blind leading the blind, sir. Damn right.
Yeah, no.
They don't deserve to see.
That's right.
They don't deserve to know these damn scriptures, man, because they filthy in their heart. Like the church is such a mockery of what the Most High God really wanted to be.
Mm.
They got people having sex on the altar.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? I'm scrolling down Facebook. They got a pastor on the altar with somebody laying up on top of each other with a sheet on top of the sheet covering them. And they having sex in front of the whole church. Forget the foolishness that's going on with Africans overseas. It's all kind of, you know what I'm saying, things like that. Since I've been a child, I've been watching them slap people on the forehead and 20 people fall on the ground and they just make a mockery of what, you know what I'm saying, what your house child wants this to be, but what the Lord laid down for this to be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The churches are faint, the leaders are faint, man. And it's crazy that our people still can't see that, you know what I'm saying, the ISUPK is the home of the goddamn truth.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? That's like,
yeah, you know, and this is another scripture, you know, since they say all we do is teach out the Old Testament, we go to Matthew 15:8, and then this they say the same thing in Matthew, you know. They say the same thing. The prophets say the same thing.
God.
You know, they say the same thing. Matthew 15:8.
God, got it. The book of Matthew, chapter 15 and verse 8. "This people draw nigh unto me with their mouth and honor me with their lips, but their heart is far from me."
Same thing they said back then. They was saying during the time of Christ.
That's right.
You know, and that was, you know, probably hundreds of years before Christ was on the
If I could. That's written in red. Christ said that.
right.
The only thing that Christ spoke is the words of Moses, of the law, and the words of the prophets. That's all he repeats throughout anything that he say. He's saying the same thing that they said. Because most people and most Christians don't get it. They go, when Christ was on the earth, there was no New Testament. Christ only taught the Old Testament. That's all that the Lord gave him to use. That's the problem. Salaki, go ahead, sir.
Yes, that's the problem right there. They talk about the Old Testament. That's all we come out, and that's all Christ come out. You must don't like what Christ said.
Yeah, I'm right. That's it.
You must don't like what Paul said. Paul talked about the old prophets.
Right.
That's what all the disciples did. They taught the law, statutes, commandments. So if they, you don't like that, you don't love Christ.
That's
like you say, you say you love me out your mouth, but your heart tells me a whole different thing.
Right.
Most High look at the heart.
That's right.
And the heart of it can be a deceitful thing.
That's
Far as you saying, hey, I love the Most High. He provide, but you are living in this other kind of way. That shows the Most High something else.
That's right.
And you just don't know. You got plenty of people looking at you. Plenty of people looking at you. They watching your walk. Because they trying to change themselves. They want to get better. It ain't like nobody want to stay, off in the hell. No, nobody want to stay off in hell. They want to get better. They want their life to get better. Right. They want to find out how they to get closer to the Most High and learn what He wants them to do. They want to learn those things too, but those pastors are so blind and teaching that old paganistic doctrine they dish out, keep the people away. Just give me money. Yeah.
Oh, yes, sir. So, I was just gonna bring out what you were talking about, is that I was telling a patient today, you have to realize that every Christian pastor went to school to learn how to teach this doctrine. I said, but y'all rather follow them than follow the prophets who were taught directly by God.
Nice.
Yeah, they go to theologian school, seminaries and all that. I came up on all those guys, and I find out they don't even want to talk to me now.
Right.
They ain't want to talk. They don't even want to talk to me now.
Christian pastors got a course where they learn how to do that. You wonder why all the pastors preach the same. They got a class on how to do their voices.
Right.
Yeah, they got a class on. You gotta start low, and then you get higher, and then you get higher. And then, the organ, they play all night. They do the YouTube video breaking the whole thing down. They do the 100 probably out. You know what I'm saying? They end up, like, you wonder why every time you go to church, the pastor say, thank God he'll be in his tone. And then he'll say, what the Lord? And then, they got a class on it.
Wow.
They got a class on how to do your voice so you can further hypnotize. And that's one thing about music that people don't realize. Music is hypnosis. A beat come on, you bob your head, you move your body, you tap your feet, you can't help yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's why they in the music can change the mood. You got music that can get you crunk.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got music that'll make you want to dance. You got music that'll make you want to cry. You got music that'll make you want to, make love. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got music that make you want to kill somebody.
I know. I keep my eye on the search. Right. You're trying to get a little aggressive. Always trying to fight. I don't want to fight somebody. Lord. My son don't blame. But real was rough in the world.
That's a testament to what type of man you is.
Yeah, baby.
I tell all the time, like, Black, Hispanic, Native American, they ain't no joke.
That's right.
They ain't no damn dandelion.
Right.
You throw them and they fall apart. We got some rough and tough.
That's right.
We remind you of how rough and tough you got.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Honest.
That's all real that is.
Okay.
Yeah, what you were saying about that music? What's that old saying? Music soothes the savage beast.
Right.
This, like I said, I can remember back being a kid. They playing in the organ. Having sounded so sad, tears coming out your eyes. It's all emotional up in there.
Right.
And then they ain't teaching nothing. They ain't teaching you a thing. They ain't teaching you how to live.
Right.
All that. You may, you may stop smoking cigarettes. You might stop doing drugs. You might, you might do that. But after that, what else you do?
So like,
Because
I was just thinking about back when I used to go to church with my grandma. And they rock their head. They try to mix the clap up. That's foolishness, man. When you look back and you see what these Christian pastors have done to our people, man, and how they pull the wool over our eyes, they really could have been coming out of these scriptures like, well, we'll be so far ahead, man. You know what I'm saying? We'll be so far ahead of the other nations, man. Shit, Christ will be on his way. You know what I'm saying? The real doctrine was being taught throughout these mega churches and things of that nature, and the Lord will be on his way.
Body, if I could, precept what he did, brother. And I love this precept. I try to read this as much as I can. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, and start verse 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my God commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the other nations. So in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, Surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. For what nation is there so great who have God so nigh unto them, as the Lord our God is in all things that we call upon him for? And what nation is there so great that have statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law which I set before you this day?
Just imagine when we come together. That's what they don't want.
Right.
They know if we come together, all those prophecies they heard against them, when they say turn your back to Mount Seir, they know all that's coming.
That's right.
They know that's coming. They know they're gonna be off in the Middle East fighting something that they can't fight.
That's right.
They know that, and that's why they keep that wedge and keep our leaders, keep our leaders blind. Because and the Most High love them sleep. So okay, you want to teach them wrong? I'm gonna make sure they be wrong when I come back. I'm gonna deal with you.
That's right.
Since you say touch not my anointed, hey, I'm gonna touch you. Most High gonna touch you.
It's like if I could, you know what I'm saying? I mean, if I could, that should make them feel like, or them know that even when we're scattered and we don't know who the hell we are, that they still fighting a losing goddamn battle, man, with all these plagues that's coming upon them. You know what I'm saying? A tsunami come through and wipe out 150,000 down people.
That's right.
Tornadoes coming in, you know what I'm saying, and wiping these other nations out, man. They should know right then and there, man, that they fighting a losing battle, man. They fighting a guy that they can't control, man.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? For the affliction and the murder of his people, man. You know what I'm saying? The scriptures say all come from Adam and his chosen. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I'm paraphrasing, but you know what I'm saying? All of us come from Adam. You know what I'm saying? But God, the Most High God, chose blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian people, man, to be his special people above all people that are upon the face of the earth. Right?
Okay, so could you give me Amos 3:1? God. See, this is what these people, our people don't know. They such a special people. We didn't know it because our leaders taught we wasn't it. Right. We know we under the white man. We just gonna have to pray for master. We have to pray for him. How you gonna pray for somebody that the Most High, don't even like? He ain't gonna get no redemption. You go ahead, bro.
Amos 3:1.
Mm-hmm.
The book of Amos, chapter 3, verse 1. Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family, which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known.
That's right.
Of all the families of the earth. Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities.
See, your black and brown leaders, they don't teach you that.
Right.
Hey, all the other oppressors, they can do whatever they want. Live however they want. They want to marry a cow, they can marry.
Right.
But the black in those 12 tribes, we got law, statutes, commandments to follow.
That's right.
We got a fire breathing, power who ain't playing.
Terrible.
He ain't playing. And a lot of them, like I said, those blind leaders, they gonna learn firsthand. They're gonna say, they're gonna be crying, Lord, Lord, I prophesied your name. What prophecy? That's what I say. What you prophesied and came true.
Right.
You ain't prophesied nothing that came true. All you did was say a prophecy. Somebody may have got a loan to buy a house with about 50% interest, on it, and they got blessed, and they got to work till they 77.
Right.
Go ahead, son.
What I noticed about Christians is that they find reasons to keep sinning instead of just keeping the law and not sin. Like I was talking to someone the other day, and they were just talking about, if my dad raped me, I would want to abort my child and all this and that. You know what I'm saying? And I just told her, I was like, it's bigger than that. If your dad would keep the law, statutes, and commandments, he would not rape you.
That's right.
He would not sleep with his daughter or however, but it's like she was just trying to find a reason why abortion needs to be legal. And I'm just like, how about
we just take it to where everybody, our people are keeping the law. And that will eliminate you trying to make an excuse to have an abortion.
Right.
You know?
You see, this big goes back to what I was saying. In that Christian church, you gotta we already, you up in there, you already blind, and you got a blind leader.
That's right.
So ain't nothing gonna get done. No, nothing's gonna get done. That's why they argued over Roe versus Wade. I remember for the longest time they had said nothing about Roe versus Wade. Look how many black babies have been aborted.
Right.
Black and brown babies aborted. 400,000 a year. You think they really want that to stop? That's why they leaked it. Now they got big controversy. Who leaked this? Who told this? Who told that? So what? It's wrong to kill a child anyway. That's murder.
It's like good. If they go to the whole black woman died.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if she does, then she can kill her child.
Right.
Right.
If she wants to, she does. She can't do no wrong. You know what I'm saying? And that's that whole spirit right there.
Right.
Saying, like the sister was saying, we should just listen to the Most High God.
That's right.
And watch all of our, watch the Lord wipe all of our kids.
That's right. That's right.
Everything will be done in decency and in order.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they'll eliminate all the malicious things that we go through, all the atrocities that we go through. Our people gotta realize that we suffering out of punishment.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Like we already done wrong. We already lived unrighteously. Because of that, we suffering the punishment, man. And we gotta go through it. The only way we can reverse what's going on in our community is we come back to the law of statutes.
That's right.
That's right.
But this thing about it, we know since we came into the truth, we had leaders whose eyes are open. They studied this word, and purged themselves, stop what they was doing, and got right. That pastors and pastors out there, they ain't trying to get right, and they ain't trying to teach you right. That's their whole job. The only thing is to, get their mortgage paid, the car notes paid, put the kids through college, get the wife nice things, and actually be a baller. Really, they ain't caring nothing about your soul, because they don't care about their soul. That's why, can I get Jeremiah 2:8? That pastor do not care, and they show it, and he been showing it year after year, year after year. That's why that's why we got what we got now. Because we had plenty of guys that was on the streets. Now they shooters because they didn't learn nothing off in their church. They didn't learn how to live right. They didn't learn to love their brother. They didn't learn that. Go ahead.
Book of Jeremiah, chapter 2 and verse 8. The priest said not, where is the Lord? And they that handle the law knew me not. The pastors also transgressed against me, and the prophets prophesied by Baal, and walked after things that do not profit.
See, they talk about the priests right here. Talk about the pastors right here. They talk same thing they saying back then. They applies now. They prophesy things that have not been told. The pastor scattered the flock. Got them all everywhere. That's why they end up here. They come to the real truth, the ISUBK, because the Lord said, they they handle the law and knew me not. And think about it, they don't know the law. They don't want to follow the law. So if you don't know the law, how can you know the Most High?
If I could, I got two precepts of what you just brought out. Jeremiah 23, I'm going to do verse 1 and 2, and then verse 5. Verse 1, woe be unto the pastor that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pastor, saith the Lord. Therefore, thus saith the Lord of Israel, against the pastors that feed my people, ye have scattered my flock and driven them away, and have not visited them. Behold, I will visit upon you the evil of your doings, saith the Lord. And then what you were saying about about the Lord has allowed ISUPK to bring out the law, verse 5. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will raise unto David a righteous branch, and a king shall reign and prosper, and shall execute judgment and justice in the earth. Right now, the ISUPK is following that righteous judgment of Yahushua. The Christian pastors, they don't teach you to actually follow Christ as they say they are Christians. They teach you to do what thus saith the pastor, not thus saith the Lord.
That's right.
Because they did what thus saith the Lord, they would keep the Sabbath day and Saturday how
That's
Christ
right.
did.
That's
They
right.
would serve on Passover how Christ did.
That's right.
They would do the things that Christ did. They would love their brother even if they got a problem with it.
That's right.
They would go to him and him alone. But they don't teach you to do that. They teach you, oh, if Deacon down there, if Deacon and his wife got a problem, and she go and tell Pastor, you know what Pastor gonna tell him? Oh, Deacon, come over to the house later on, and me and you, we can talk about it. And he's sleeping with Deacon wife.
That's right.
How not? What a disconnect that there with Christ. You see what I'm saying? So the fallacies that they teaching in the Christian church, you right on, spot on about it, obviously, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Damn right.
Yeah. You know, like you was in my head with that one.
Both sides cry that one body, one mind. That's right.
Question, when it says, and they that handle the law knew me not, can this be true that the law was the act of being stoned and hung because of sin? Because this was handling the law, not obeying the law. Can that be proof that the law is the act of being punished for sin? I don't know how to make it sense. You understand the question?
So like, yeah, if you could answer one more, if I could,
Okay.
sir.
So,
The law is two things. The law is what's been written so that we can learn from it. Also, the law is people. The law is people. So the Levites were, it'd be like the law enforcement back in those days.
Right.
They were, like you see police officers, like you say, they were the law. You know what I'm saying? Because these are the people that enforce the law. So the Levites would be the law. Because these would have been that enforce the law.
That's right.
And then on the other end, the law is the actual law, statute, and commandment. You know what I'm saying? So anytime you want to know what the law is, it's one of those two.
That's right.
It's either going to be a person that keep the law, statute, and commandments, and uphold it, enforce it, right? Or it's going to be the law, statute, and commandments itself. So go ahead with your question again. Like, what's the scripture? So,
what he just read, Jeremiah 2:8, the part that says, and they that handle the law do me not. So what does he mean by they that handle the law?
I don't want to be incorrect to speak. Go ahead.
If I could, sir. It just said, just like everyone was just saying, he explained it exactly right. They that handled the law were the Levites. They were the priests that were supposed to enforce the law of God. But they were doing the same acts as everybody else. They were sinning against God right along with everybody else when they knew the law because they were supposed to enforce it. And he's talking about Israel in the same sense that all of Israel knew the law. They all handled the law because they were taught the law. Because Moses taught all of them, but they mishandled the law by sinning against God and transgressing the law.
Right.
Thank you.
No sweat. I'm sorry, Christ.
You know, this thing about it, and that's why Christ came, to deliver us from the punishment of the law.
That's right.
He was the sacrificial lamb.
That's right.
That's why they called him the Lamb of God. Because he the one that stopped. You get stoned like it was a woman got caught in the act of adultery, and Christ and the Pharisees and Sadducees came to us. What should we do with her? He told them, whoever without sin cast the first stone.
So like if I could, always make sure you say a woman. Like a woman being caught in the act of adultery, the man would talk to.
Yeah, both of them went.
Scripture don't talk about the man. By the time Christ would see what was going on.
Wait.
That man was dead.
That boy was dead.
That man was dead already. You know what I'm saying? So that's why he was saying, what shall we do? So, because that brother was already, he was dead.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And so long, if I could, one more thing, sir. Come on, sir. And Christ didn't come to stop the punishment in your heart. The reason that he stopped the punishment for her from getting stoned, because he was making a point to them. The Pharisees and Sadducees was the niggas that was doing wrong. He was telling them niggas like, now, you know, y'all just went and enforced murdering or killing that brother the way he was supposed to be punished against the law. Why you ain't been killed by the way you've been disrespecting and transgressing the law? That's what he was saying to him. Right. So he wasn't saying, oh, don't kill her because I'm doing away with the punishment of the law. He said, if any of y'all niggas ain't sinned, that's supposed to be dead like that nigga you just killed, and that you want to do to her, then you throw the stone. Right. That's what he was saying to him. Right. Damn right.
So like if I could, they just showed you, man, that they was ready to kill when it was all on Front Street. Right. You know what I'm saying? Until it was bad. Right. You know what I'm saying? Until they business was put on.
That's what it is.
You know what I'm saying? You know, they was ready to kill. Right. You know what I'm saying? But let somebody say, hey, man, I seen you coming out of sister such and such house the other night. You know what I'm saying? Ain't she married to brother? Right. You know what I'm saying? Then you know, you don't want the law to be enforced then. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Of the Christian pastor.
That's it.
Just had the video that came out with this pastor up there, like a pastor's supposed to correct the people to teach the truth.
That's right.
So he up there doing what a pastor's supposed to do. Right. Speaking about the Bible and speaking about, you know what I'm saying, things that pertain to the Bible. And a little girl come out and say, you know what I'm saying, accuse him of molesting her. He admitted to it in front of his congregation.
Good not to see that.
So you sit there trying to teach the people to the Bible and minister to the people about the scripture, but the whole time you're breaking them yourself.
Right. Good night. And Slack, if I could, one more time, man, that remind me of another group, and this is why we are not affiliated with any other Hebrew Israelite group. Right. You know what I'm saying? That we stand alone, man, that we teach the actual truth that's in this Bible. That's right. The Lord under command of General Yohanan.
That's right.
It was brought out, man, that a brother in another group, I'm not going to say which one, you know what I'm saying, was out supposedly, you know what I'm saying, teaching and prophesying to the wind, man. And he was talking about homosexuality. And here comes a transgender female who said, man, you were just laying with me the other night. And he pulled out a gun and shoot the transgender in the face. Right. You know what I'm saying? This is a true story, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's why we say, well, now you're not gonna get this truth, man, unless you're in the ISUPK understanding General Yohanan.
That's right.
You know
Did you catch that monkeypox? Yeah. We got monkeypox, right? They're gonna tell off on them. They're gonna tell off Yeah, Jeremiah 2:26.
Was that
Jeremiah?
Jeremiah 2:26?
Yeah.
God. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 2, verse 26. As the thief is ashamed when he is found, so is the house of Israel ashamed. They, their kings, their prince, and their priests, and their prophets.
See, they done got caught with their pants now.
Right.
You know, everybody, priests and the prophets. You know, the seers, you know, the prophets, all of them got caught, you know, both sides telling them, you know, open up your eyes. You know, I am right here. I'm not a guy far off. You know, I am a guy right here. But yet they teach, you know, untruths. You know, that's all they do. And that's why our people are in the condition they in now.
That's right.
You know, they teaching them, hey, you don't take all that. Why y'all listen to them guys? You know, you ain't got to stop eating pork. You was raised on pork. Ain't nothing wrong with the hog. You know, you ate the hog from the root to the tooth. You know, and just don't know. You know, and the spirit and the biblical law say, hey, you just not eat swine. You know, but they teach you, you know, to eat all the shrimp, the crab, the lobster, all those crustaceans, which are unlawful. You know, well, that's what they teach. They say ain't nothing wrong. That's when they go, you know, forgot the scripture, just paraphrase, say ain't nothing, you know, when he's saying that all the animals coming down,
right.
he said,
like
Mhm.
nothing that I call don't call nothing that I call common uncommon, or what I call clean unclean.
That's their excuse. And they know that's not what they was talking about.
Right.
He was talking about, that guy, about the people that was outside of Israel, that was Israel, they're not uncommon clean. They know
That's it.
but they'll still teach you can eat that unlawful food.
Right.
They switch the scriptures.
Right.
That's all they do.
Right.
They switch them scriptures up and confuse the people. Some people trying to actually get right, but you got a blind leader, teaching you all, throwing you off. You're doing pretty good by yourself. You just need that little push. Somebody that's right, like the Isupk, to bring you on over.
That's right.
But you are taught to go to the Christian church, and then you just you fall into that pit. Fall into hell. We go verse 27.
Verse 27, saying to a stock, thou art my father, and to a stone, thou hast brought me forth. For they have turned their back unto me, and not their face. But in the time of their trouble, they will say, arise and save us.
Yeah. That's what they're gonna be saying. After a while, that's what they're gonna be saying when them bombs get to dropping. And then when World War III come, save me, Lord, save me. It's kind of too late. We're gonna be gone up in them chairs.
I got a precept. You seek me early in your affliction. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't give a damn about the Most High God, His law, statutes, and commandments.
Right.
You care less about what the Most High God say keep, or who you can sleep with. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them will say they don't even believe in God. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them into all Egyptology and all these different doctrines or whatever. But when something happened to them, the first thing they say is God.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you say you don't believe in God, you see your child hit by a car, you're going to say, oh my God. Oh, not be your God.
Yeah.
God, please.
Good
You know
enough.
what I'm saying? Please, God. And you're praying because you know what I'm saying? Because you know who the Most High God is.
That's right.
But you want to try to deny it in your mind. You know what I'm saying? But the Lord said you're going to seek me early in your affliction. Like, as long as you brothers and sisters out here doing good, they don't give a damn about the Most High God. They don't even say thank you. You know what I'm saying? When brothers and I should be getting those, you got to be thankful for the good and the bad.
That's right.
You're supposed to seek the Lord.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If things are going good, that should make you want to seek the Most High God more.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? But our people love to wait until they're afflicted. And they want to wait until a white man go in the grocery store and kill 10 people. They want to wait until the son of an oppressor go inside of the school,
Right.
kill 21 people, 23 people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? 19 children. Like that's what it takes for you to call out to the Most High God. So the Lord said we're going to seek Him early in our affliction. Man. You got the scripture?
Sir. The book of Hosea, chapter 5 and verse 15. I will go and return to my place till they acknowledge their offense.
He's going to go and return to his place until meaning he's going to return, man. Like this scripture is so heavy. All we got to do is acknowledge that we've been going against the law.
That's right.
And turn away from our sinful ways. Man.
That's right.
Stop worshiping these false gods and believing these false doctrines, man. And start doing thus said the Lord. I can't tell you how terrible my life was before I came into the truth.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm so thankful for everything that I have in the Most High God bless me with.
Right.
I feel like fuck.
Right.
I came to the Most High God and I admit it. I woke up every day and I didn't give a damn about what you said about anything. And I lived my life the way that I wanted to live. And I saw the results of that. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
And then I came into this truth, man, and surrendered and put my thoughts to the side and took on the Most High God's thoughts.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I started to be afflicted in the world. The world is full of affliction, man.
Absolutely.
The world will tear you down, man, and have you so damn depressed. You know what I'm saying? Because you're doing things that you don't want to do. Like the drug habit I had, I did not want to have that drug habit, man.
That's right.
I would go buy my weed and I smoke one blunt, I put it out, throw it out the window, throw the rest of the bag out the window, and I'm looking in the mirror fighting with myself. because I didn't want to live that way. I didn't want to have to need it or feel like I needed it. I wanted to fight, man. You know what I'm saying? Depressed and afflicted in the world, you know?
Come on, sir. I will go and return to my place till they acknowledge their offense and seek my face.
Right. You got to seek the Most High God's face, man. That's when He's gonna return.
That's right.
You know?
In their affliction, they will seek me early.
Right. Your affliction, when things are going wrong with the Lord is whipping your ass.
That's right. That's right.
Then you're gonna come to the Most High God.
Right.
So ain't no wonder why an oppressor can walk into the damn grocery store and kill 10 black people.
Right.
Or walk into a school and do something as atrocious as he does, man. Because the Lord is like, damn, what it's gonna take for you to see my face?
That's it, sir.
You gotta be afflicted.
Right.
Now, when people saw that happen nationwide, I guarantee you, I don't give a damn who they was or who they say they worship or whatever they say they worship. They said, oh my God. God, please, God bless them. And they could see that and understand that the white man is goddamn.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, we've been telling you, you don't want to believe us, so you we racist.
Right.
When this oppressor is running rampant through the earth, man.
Yeah.
There's a murderer in the earth, man.
That's right.
And hunting down the people. These were unarmed. These people did not have caused any threat for that either, white man. And he killed them nonetheless, man.
That's right.
And if the Lord was on their side, if they had the Most High God on their side, they'd still be living right now today. That's what's happening.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's a heavy thing to say. If they had the Most High God on their side, their children will still be living, man. They'll still be living. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to seek the Most High God, man, right now. Because you're going to seek Him when He afflicts you, man. That's what you're going to do.
Okay.
So like my cousin, you know what I'm saying? And what you were bringing out is so heavy about these shoes and all these atrocious things that they do to us. All they do, man, when they do these type of things, man, is give you a little melatonin. And that melatonin is, you know, a holiday or, you know what I'm saying, something that will put your mind at ease until you forget what the hell they did until they do it again. You know what I'm saying? And then they give you a little bit more melatonin. They keeping you sleep. They keeping you sleep, man. You know what I'm saying? Instead of you doing what Zephaniah 2:1 say, which is gather together. Once you gather together, all our minds is on the same accord any damn way.
That's right.
We all know the white man is the goddamn devil.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And then we are you know, speaking and thinking amongst ourselves, then we have no room for a white man to come in and give us any goddamn thing. Because we are all, you know what I'm saying, notified by ourselves who the fuck Salaki, who the hell who the hell a white man is, man. You know what I'm saying? Which is the damn devil, man. You know what I'm saying? We'll know not to deal with him. So, you know what I'm saying?
What holiday just passed?
Memorial Day.
Memorial Day. Right before Memorial Day, what they do?
They kill
kids. They go out and kill because you don't celebrate Memorial Day. Here's the reason to celebrate.
Right.
Here's some melatonin. That's hitting with the brother
Right.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? It was right around the corner, 4th of July.
Right.
You shouldn't want to hear anything that sounds like goddamn.
Right,
Russia.
exactly.
But I guarantee you, brothers and sisters is gonna be out there spending hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
And
So
in
pop,
the air.
Good night.
pop, and shooting guns in the air.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Right back to sleep. Man.
if I could, a precept, sir. The book of Proverbs, chapter 29 and verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice.
Right.
We're not rejoicing right now.
Right.
We're not rejoicing at all. It says, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. That's why our people crying every day.
Right.
Like that one was saying, when he was in the world, he was looking at himself in the mirror. That precept you brought out about the brother that saw himself in the mirror.
Right.
And then when he turned away, he forgot how he looked. Because that the reality of it is that our people mourning right now because of the hell that we live in. They're in mourning because of 19 babies that just got murdered in a school by a white boy, by a seed of an evildoer.
That's right.
By the 10 people that just got murdered in that grocery store by the seed of an evildoer. Our people are mourning.
Right.
To hell with these wicked holidays.
Right.
To be able to rejoice on their day, God damn the white man's holiday.
That's right.
We need to worry about serving the Lord, because then at that point when the Lord send back Christ and them 200 million black angels that's going to cover the sky and destroy our oppressors, then can we rejoice. The Bible says happy shall he be. At that point, we're damn right, sir. At that point, we'll be happy.
That's right.
I'll be happy to dash their baby's head on rocks
That's right.
because they fed ours to alligators.
That's right.
I'll be happy to dash their babies on rocks because they murdered ours in school.
That's right.
I'll be able to rejoice then because the righteous will rule the earth.
That's right.
Damn right. Most High Christ.
That's so heavy what you bringing out because my daughter just asked me about that.
Mm.
And she loves the way that I teach her about the truth, but her mother is against it. But she says she can't talk to her mom about the Bible because her mama say in the Bible, God killed children. Talking about how God killed the firstborn in Egypt for his people, to free his people. And I told her that oppressor that just shot up that grocery store in that school. What if somebody would have caught them and killed them when they were babies?
Mm.
Babies grow up to be adults,
That's right.
men and women. You know what I'm saying? And the Lord say, can the crooked be made straight?
That's it. Carnival
Can
cut.
a leopard change his spot?
Right.
We can go astray as soon as they born, man.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And like the Lord created the Edomites as a vessel of dishonor.
That's right.
That's right. A vessel of dishonor. You know what I'm saying? So that's who they are. You can't change who they are.
Yeah, right, sir.
It doesn't matter if it's a baby. That baby gonna be in an adult one. That baby gonna turn 18 years old.
Right.
Walk into a grocery store and kill every black person in sight. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The Lord did was so right.
Right.
The Lord was right for killing the firstborn of all the
right.
the firstborn of our enemies, man. And I can't wait till the day he do it again.
Damn right. Most High
I
Christ.
pray that he kill all boys.
I know. I pray leave some of them. I need some slaves. I need some slaves, Lord. Leave a few, Lord.
Taking hands and feet.
Oh, God.
You know,
So I used to have an issue with it as a mother. Imagining any baby being harmed that way.
Right.
But I guess the way you just explained it helps me. Because still as a mother, when he said bash baby's head, I cringed a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because it's so hard because it's a baby. But like you said, say it again, please, to help.
Babies grow up to be adults.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And like the Lord say, can what's crooked be made straight? And Esau is a vessel of dishonor. The white man is a vessel of dishonor. The Lord say, get that script, that precept for you. You gotta take one lump of clay and make a vessel of honor, and the same lump of clay make a vessel of dishonor. Because they like to say that God created us all. You know what I'm saying? And when you look at us, we all got 10 fingers and 10 toes, 2 eyes, nose, mouth, 2 ears. And our only thing different to people is our skin color. You know what I'm saying? If you think you know what you're talking about, but the Lord made a vessel of honor and a vessel of dishonor from that same lump of clay.
Okay.
So the Lord, you can take clay and make a beautiful vase. And you can take that same lump of clay and make a toy.
Right.
So you can make a vessel of honor and a vessel of dishonor. You can say that the Most High God is wrong. You got this scripture out?
Okay.
Come on,
Book of Romans, chapter 9, verse 21. Have not the potter power over the clay.
Right. Have not the power, have power over the clay. The Most High God have power over everything that He created. You know what I'm saying? The Most High God is the power that's shaping the clay. Read on.
Okay. Of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor.
Right. You got the same clay. Just like you got milk. Just say I got this milk. I can make a pot to cook in. I can make a gun to kill. You know what I'm saying? I'm the same heart. You know.
I ain't making going slow.
No sweat. Take time. Don't take too much time. All got teach.
Like, it's on Romans 9 and 21. Get Romans 9 and 22 for me in the regular Bible.
Oh, God. The book of Romans, chapter 9, verse 22. What if God, willing to show his wrath,
Willing to do what?
willing to show his wrath and to make his power known,
To do what?
to make his power known.
When those babies, the firstborn babies was killed, the Most High God made his power known. Egypt, the Pharaoh wouldn't listen. He got played. You know what I'm saying? They had the frogs and the flies, and the river was turned, the water was turned to blood. And he still didn't give a damn. He still wouldn't listen.
That's right.
Moses kept asking him to let my people go. He didn't have to go through none of that. When Moses first asked him to let his people go, he should have let them go. He had to see Moses do all these miracles. You know what I'm saying? To put his hand in his bosom and bring it out white, put it back in and bring it back black. Turn the staff into a snake. He had to see all these miracles be performed before him. And he still didn't do it, man. He still didn't free the Lord's people. Read on.
God endured with much long suffering.
Most High God is long suffering. Like, this is for all the people that think that God hates me. God don't love me because your life is terrible. You know what I'm saying? You might have lost a limb or something like that. Your grandmama died. Your mother died. You know what I'm saying? You're going through all these terrible things. You feel like the Most High God don't love you. The Most High God is long suffering what we're going through. Read on.
Endured with much long suffering the vessels of wrath.
The vessels of what?
The vessels of wrath.
It's a vessel of wrath on this earth. It's a vessel that was created for wrath.
That's right.
To go out and destroy. Read on.
Fitted to destruction.
Fitted to what?
Fitted to destruction.
They was made to do. And everywhere the white man go, he break, kill, murder, and destroy.
Right.
He causes destruction everywhere he go, all throughout the earth. Read on.
Karukan. And that he might make known the riches of his glory.
Right.
On the vessels of mercy.
Right.
Which he had afore prepared unto glory.
Which he what?
Afore prepared unto glory.
That's the Israelites, man. That's the 12 tribes of Israel.
Yeah, I'm right.
You know what I'm saying? The Lord prepared us unto riches aforetime. It's all in Deuteronomy in the first 5 books that he wants us to be above all people upon the face of the earth. But the Lord is long suffering this wrath of destruction.
Right.
You know, so this vessel of wrath and destruction. You know what I'm saying? But they was fitted. This is what they was made for. This is what they was created for. You know what I'm saying? Does it have more where it say is unrighteousness to God?
Lost law, sir.
Okay. No sweat. Yeah, no sweat.
Back to Jeremiah 2:28. That was David without the one I'm bringing out, you know. Just like I said, our people, you know, like I said, you know, I cringe. I think about my family members that I had to leave behind. You know, they didn't want to hear this truth. They want to still live their own life. You know, and I gotta, you know, I didn't go to the gathering for Memorial Day, you know, and I had to scream a scripture at them. You know, Amos 5:21. I hate and I despise your feast day.
That's right.
You know, he said, you know, I had to tell them that. I said, hey, y'all just don't know what y'all doing.
Right.
I said, hey, I used to like it too, but I learned that was wrong. So anything don't have nothing to do with the Most High, you don't do. You know, if the Most High in it, he do not bless it. Y'all know y'all gather around, all 40 of y'all, hand in hand, saying a prayer, Most High, say, hey, take that away from me. I don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear.
Right.
You know, but you know, but Jeremiah 2:28.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 28. Chapter 2, verse 28. But where are thy gods that thou hast made thee?
Because it was not even saying, they're not Most High saying, where's your gods? You know, made them. What they doing for you?
Right.
You know, what are they doing? So go ahead.
God. Let them arise, if they can save thee in the time of thy trouble.
He said, if they can save you in time of trouble, you know, no, don't call me, call them.
Right.
You know,
Hey, that's how you know that that's a nigga God. That's right. You know what, bro? If they can say, call them. Call Tyrone, nigga. Don't you do, bro? Call Tyrone, and that nigga can save you since you don't think I can. Hey, sorry, that's all. You want me to go ahead?
Go ahead.
All right, like it. For according to the number of thy cities are thy gods, O Judah.
Right?
Wow.
Now, he just gotta be. Now, this was Most High was playing back then. You know, he done kind of softened up on us, but he was hard back then. He told his prophets, just you know,
Them prophets came hard. That's why they was killing them. The prophets wasn't sparing nothing.
They was if I could. Most High ain't lighting up. Most High, I'm gonna help my brother. Most High is not lighting up.
No, he ain't lighting up. But you know what I'm talking about? How things was then.
Right.
You know, now he dealing with it a different way.
Right.
You know, he dealing with it a different way.
Right. Okay, God.
You know, because back then, you know, the prophets say rain down fire. He rained down fire.
Right.
Like if I could, we do pray that the Most High God let loose all the terror.
He done let loose the terror.
Lord is in the business of answering prayer.
Right.
That's those of us who are righteous. Once you become righteous and learn about, you'll know to pray for.
That's right.
You know that it's okay to pray for your enemies.
That's right.
You know that it's okay to pray that the Most High God heals the right.
That's right.
And he's going to.
You might have to go inside the school.
Damn right. Damn right.
It was rough watching him stand over that old lady body and reload the gun.
And then
shoot on again in the head. Watch the blood go out of each side of her head. That was rough.
Y'all ain't see that?
That was rough.
It's a lot of the white boy that killed them in that grocery store.
Oh, yeah.
He walked in there and shot them people.
He ran
He
out of
went in a corner, stood over the body of an old lady that was gasping for air, reloaded his gun, and blew her head. Just splattered blood right in her head. Just went right outside her head.
This, and then that's we praying for the terrorists to come attack them.
Right.
You know, it's gonna be our turn to be watching them on the news,
Right.
crying, what we gonna do, what we gonna do. You know, that's when they gonna want to challenge the NRA. Get rid of the guns, get rid of the guns. Then they're gonna be want to attack the Capitol again. January 6th, all back over again.
Like if I could, man, you know what I'm saying? That lets you know, man, that our thought is not the Most High God's thought.
That's right.
Because we're praying that he let loose the terrors, and that could be exactly what he's doing. He allowing that to happen so that we can gather together. Because the sooner we gather together, sooner them angels can come flood these skies, man. You know what I'm saying? Right. Soon as we hit them horns and we know that a king is amongst us, man, and it's time for us to repay them for the atrocities and for all the terror that they caused upon us. You know what I'm saying? So you know, our thoughts is not his thoughts. It might not seem like your prayers is coming to pass. You know what I'm saying? But they are, man. You know what I'm saying? Because your thoughts are not the Most High God's thoughts, man. He's gonna allow to happen what needs to be happening, and all these prophecies to come to pass, man, so that you know that our King can return, man, and we can get this wicked earth back in order.
Go ahead, question.
I have a question. Is there a scripture that tells us what we're supposed to do when we hear the trumpet? Like something about don't turn back for nothing that you own or something like that?
Oh, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen in the flesh. Okay, right before the ball drop, the chariot is gonna be get the go into your chamber. Get that whatever that's for. Like before those nuclear bombs go off, we're gonna be taking up to chariot. Get the other precepts also about the two people being in the field and you know what I'm saying, one this.
So like we ain't gotta go back and get our baby or nothing like that?
God will make sure everything's one. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna be corny. It ain't gonna be like y'all go the Lord. That's why he come with 2 million angels. It's gonna be angels for war. It's gonna be angels for picking up the children of Israel.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be 200 million children.
Glorious. So when they say we're gonna be changed at the twinkling of an eye, that just means you're gonna be changed from this world to the New Jerusalem or to the new.
That means you're gonna become the head and not the tail.
That's
So
right.
it has
When
nothing to do
the
with
Lord
the
destroy
body.
them, we at the top. That's right. And as soon as they destroy us, we at the top.
So she said it has nothing to do with a body.
How they teach in the Christian church that you're gonna change it to this.
Go ahead, Officer Kawan.
So like if I could, Jim Muhammad taught that not too long ago that there will be a change in your body. Like it speaks of in the Apocrypha how Christ is the tallest man amongst all men. It's talking about his stature at the time, not about his physical body.
Right.
But when it said he's taller than all men, it's because his stature stands taller than everyone.
Right.
He will be ruled as the king. But our changing of our bodies, we will be changed. There will be a change in our body. There won't be no more sickness. A man or a woman won't be obese anymore. She don't have to worry about obesity being a sickness unto her. That's why the Bible tells us that in the kingdom, there'll be no more pain, no more sickness, no more sorrow. Right. Because your body will be changed from its, I guess,
Current state.
From its current state to being a clean and a righteous body at that time. And I have a precept, sir. The book of Isaiah, chapter 26 and verse 20. Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers, and shut thy doors about thee. Hide thyself as it were for a little moment, until the indignation be overpassed. He's letting us know that when we're brought up into the chariots, he's saying you're going to come into the chambers of those chariots because that's where you'll be safe until I'm done destroying this place. Wow. Until I'm done burning the hell out of these Edomites and oppressors. When he's done burning, then we come back down onto the earth and go into the wilderness. But we won't be here in America because America, the Bible says, will burn forever. And that just means for a very long time that it's going to burn. You're going to be able to see, they say that the merchant shall see the smoke. That's right. From it. That's how much it's going to be on fire. Oh, man.
That reminds me you know how you see brothers in the world, right? These are hard brothers. You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of reminds me of my oldest brother. Like that's him. Like y'all go in the bathroom, whatever, quick, whatever. I'm gonna just for a little while. I'm gonna take care of this.
Right.
Yeah. All you hear, boom, 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 boom. You know what I'm saying? You get the shooting going down. You like it's going down out there. Like
right.
It's not both sides. Like both sides guys.
That's it. I'm right.
Y'all just going there and like you said, high for a little while. He's talking to me like I'm gonna take care of this real.
Right.
He didn't say go in there and hide as if it was. You know, he didn't say bring a bunch of food. And, you know, like you crack a thing. They can store up enough food and all that. They got time to store
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
all right.
I'm only saying for a little while.
That's it.
Go in there as if it was for a little while.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't got to bring all that food.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got to bring those survival kits and all that food. He's going to come and destroy this place. The scripture says it's going to happen like it's happening in the house.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? That's a little time.
That's it.
A little while. You know what I'm saying? That's all guys are supposed to God.
And Salaki, if I could, the Lord said that He will allow, He's going to allow us to see the destruction of this place.
Right.
So in those chariots, we won't be hidden indoors. It's just close the doors of the chariots, right. So you're safe inside. Right. But you'll be able to see what I'm about to do to them. Right. I don't know about Wakanda. I can't compare it to Wakanda because the Lord said you haven't seen anything like it before. When the Lord stretched forth His hand against America, against Babylon, it's something that we're going to celebrate more than we celebrate the Passover. It will be that glorious. It will be celebrated as if it was like the Passover.
No, He's just going to destroy America, not the whole world.
Oh, He's going to destroy the whole world.
Oh, the whole world. Okay.
Right. But America, He's going to make sure this place is continuous. You know,
right. You're right. They're right.
He might everywhere. He's going to destroy them wherever they at.
That's right.
He's going to destroy them on the earth and in the earth.
That's right. That's right.
All these other continents or nations where, you know what I'm saying, where Edomites exist, ain't like where America exists. Right. America is truly Babylon. It's Sodom and Gomorrah. You can be anything you it's not anything that you want to be, you can be in America. Right. You know what I'm saying? Which is why this place is truly wicked, man. That's you know what I'm saying? It is just like Sodom and Gomorrah all over again. That's right. You know what I'm saying? That's right. Egypt too. That's a place where every nation fled to go do whatever. You know what I'm saying? Go be on opium. Go have these major. I'm not trying to say clear. You know what I'm saying? But all this wickedness happens here. You know what I'm saying? Which is why all these other nations like to seek refuge over here. You know what I'm saying? And that's why this place is gonna burn the way it's gonna burn, and it ain't gonna never be restored.
Come out of her, my people. Revelation 18:4. Come out of her, my people. So that I gotta put it now. Start reading. Come out of her, my people. What the Bible say, man. That ye be partakers not of her sin. They see here. It's like it. The book of Revelation, chapter 18 and verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sin.
That's right. And
that ye receive not her plagues.
Right.
That's why the Lord is going to take us up in the chariot. So we don't get burned in the indignation that he has for our oppressors that have just destroyed this earth by their crimes against Israel. That's the best way to put it. So that's what the Lord is saying in that. That's heavy. Salaki, y'all.
Jeremiah 22 and 21.
I got you.
The topic is so relevant to what's going on, man.
Right. 22 and 21. I got you. Book of Jeremiah, chapter 22 and verse 21. I spake unto thee in thy prophecy, Salaki, in thy prosperity.
See, it talk to you while you was doing good, everything just fine. But it seems like you ain't want to hear. Go ahead.
But thou said, I will not hear.
Oh, you don't want to hear. I'm doing good. I'm balling. I ain't trying to hear all that. You going on. I got this. This is my guy right here. This is my guy. What they was telling the Most High. Go ahead.
God, this hath been thy manner from thy youth, that thou obeyedest not my voice.
So you've been doing it ever since you've been a child. You ain't been listening. You ain't want to hear, like I said. And, in your prosperity, you ain't want to hear me.
Right.
I'm doing good. I got my bottle guy. He blessing me, blessing my crops, my lambs, my rams, my goats. Who is you? I do not know you. Go to 22.
God, verse 22. The wind shall eat up all thy pastors, and thy lovers shall go into captivity. Surely then shalt thou be ashamed and confounded for all thy wickedness.
Yeah, like I said, the crotch. You ain't want to hear me. Now you're going to captivity. That's when they went to the Babylonian captivity. They went back, out of Egypt. Now they back. Now they in Babylon. I think they went into Syria. Now they back in captivity again. The Israelites. That was just a reoccurring thing with them. Always disobeying the Most High, and He'll put them into captivity of their enemies. That's all He did. Let me get Isaiah chapter 56, verse 9.
That's not a drug. You know what I'm saying? You have your way, you're making all the money you can make while you're selling these drugs. But when you're in prison, you know what I'm saying? Now, they hit you with that RICO charge. Now you need God.
Seek me early in your affliction. 56 and 9?
56, 10.
10, come. The book of Isaiah, chapter 56 and verse 10. His watchmen are blind. They are all ignorant. They are all dumb dogs. They cannot bark. Sleeping, lying down, loving to slumber.
No, that is a great explanation. That church and this church.
That's right.
That's them. That's they leaders. They greedy. You know, like I said, they take probably 20% on tithes instead of the regular team. You know, yeah.
Tell him. Worthless.
Yeah. And that's what they are. They worthless. They ain't doing the people no good. You know, they ain't doing the people no good. They blind. You know, they ignorant. They don't have the sense of trying to seek the Most High.
Right.
They don't even have that much sense to do it.
Right.
And then when things when it's time to sound the alarm, they can't bark. They can't warn the people.
Right.
You know, they can't even warn.
Right.
You know, because they cannot bark. Because they are all dumb dogs. You know. And we go verse 11.
Yea, they are greedy dogs, which can never have enough. And they are shepherds that cannot understand. They all look to their own way, everyone for his gain from his quarter.
Like I just said, they greedy. Like I said, they got to have all your money. They want all your money. Then they got a nerve to say, if you're not coming here, you ain't getting the truth. I'm like, really? I say, hey, I just seen your daughter, you know, and you know, a woman tell what went on with the daughter, you know, but you know they like I said, they greedy. They can never have enough. Like I said, they gotta have that money. They gotta have their tithes. They gotta have they what they call it, they sow a seed. You know, you always gotta sow a seed every week. You sowing a seed. Mom been sowing a seed for 40-some years.
Right.
And we still broke.
No broke.
No broke. No, we ain't reaped yet.
Not yet.
And I asked her about that. Well, when the mother, I said, hey, Mom, I said, he ain't like you know, young woman no more. You know,
You've been sowing seeds for a long time.
Long time.
We're gonna fly that.
I mean, you're knocking it 80. I mean, when that seed gonna grow?
Y'all don't show your mom.
That's okay. That seed gonna grow. I'm waiting for that seed to grow up. You've been growing that seed ever since I was 5.
I'm sorry.
Man, we're supposed to be following.
Good night.
I'm riding in the car that's older than some of my kids. That's what kind of seed I saw. And that's what I got back. And then, you know, Officer Nakawan, know, he saw a car for me, but it's just like what I got already, just 10 years old, the same kind of car. And then when I raised the hood, spider webs all up under like that. And then I looked at the inspection sticker, 2019, so this thing been sitting for 2 years. I said, and then they ain't want to come down off the price. I said, man, these cars ain't worth $3,000. I got one. I said, my car ain't worth $300. I said, really, I need to take it over the pipes and just start walking. You know, I'm trying though, but it just can't catch a break. You know, but it's like I said, they're shepherds that cannot understand. So they don't understand the scriptures. You know, they don't, and they can't teach them. You know, that's why they have all this junk going on in church. Every time you hear somebody sleeping with somebody else, they were fighting off in the church. The pastor was sleeping with somebody's wife, and the husband confronted him, and he done killed him. And he's the man of God. You know, like I say, you know, they blind and they greedy and they doing all kinds of, you know, dirts off in them churches. So I plead with my family every time I get a chance to come up out of her. I said, come see. I said, you see me. You see the change I have made. I said, you know, I couldn't even do right going to that church. Right. So I couldn't get right. I said, I come watching a YouTube video got me right. You know, well, like a YouTube video, just kept watching. And next thing I know, when I put this down, put that down, quit being a hallmark, you know. You know.
Is that what I'm saying?
Back in my day, it was you know, but the good old days gone. You know, it was a good while last. It was a good while. Yeah, you know, say everyone for his own game. Why you go?
So like, good. I want to say about this scripture, that's why I always say like they own guns.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Basically what the scripture is saying. You ignore the Most High God wants you to do. You do whatever you want, what you say is okay. You know what I'm saying?
And so a lot of people, they look at you because you want them though.
Right.
You mean you deny yourself?
That's the most glorious thing. They say, oh, I told my kids, we ain't celebrating Christmas no more. All they shows did this at the same time. We want anyway. All they want is Fortnite skins. Back then, it was Fortnite skins. They full of them. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing that I can even buy. If you doing your parents how you supposed to, Christmas don't even matter. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing special about buying your kids this and that for Christmas. You know what I'm saying? Getting them a PlayStation or a PlayStation card or something like that, some shoes and stuff. Doing this year round, you know, Christmas don't even matter. You know what I'm saying? And like it was fine. I tell people I don't celebrate it. I know your kids be mad. No, they don't. They got everything your kids got. Just get a gift. They ain't gotta wait until December the 25th. They ain't gotta wait till the end of the year. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's so righteous what the Most High God is doing, how you put things into perspective. Because I was looking at some pictures of my car, man. My cousin sent me some pictures of my old car. I have very nice old school, gated interior TV, 24-inch TV on the inside. I had beats on it, 26-inch rims, and I sold it to celebrate Christmas. And I wish I would have had this truth, but I still have my car right now.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? But I sold my car to make sure that my kids can have it for a very cheap price, to make sure that my kids can have Christmas. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a damn fool, as I should. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of our people, because of the heathen, the way of the heathen, we go without, and we put ourselves in positions to where you got bills, or you won't pay your bills, you don't do none of it because you feel like you're being a horrible parent if you don't celebrate this holiday. Yeah. You feel like you're a horrible parent because everybody else kids is popping firecrackers on the 4th of July. Everybody else kids is unwrapping gifts on Christmas Day. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else kids got a new outfit on for Easter. You know what I'm saying? And you just feel like you're a horrible parent when in fact you're an excellent parent. You know what I'm saying? When you don't celebrate those holidays, man. And for all the holidays I missed, when I understood the truth, I said the Lord was protecting me from offending him. Every Christmas I missed, I said the Lord was protecting me from offending him.
That's right.
See, Lord.
That's all I want. Okay, we go to Ezekiel 13:3. Yeah, this thing about it, you know, we have more leaders leading us astray, leading our people astray. That's why I'm glad we are up in the Isupk. We got a leader that's keeping us on that path, you know, that we got to do. You know, this is our due diligence to follow the love of the Most High with all our might, you know, and follow these laws, statutes, and commandments. That's right. And Ezekiel 13:3, you know, says this about them. Thus says the Most High power. Woe unto the foolish prophets that follow their own spirit and have seen nothing. I mean, they follow what they own understanding, and he ain't seen them no vision. You know, they say, God woke me up this morning and showed me this and showed me that when the Most High ain't showed them nothing. But they love to say what they done saying. They love to call themselves prophets, and they can't prophesy nothing. Right. You know, they can't even teach you, you know, that it's wrong to eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. They can't even teach you that. They can't tell you it's wrong to sleep with another man's wife. Right. You know, why are they doing it?
It's a lot.
You know,
the pastor, there's plenty of videos of the pastor saying, if that's it, I ain't doing nothing, leave them. Right. If you're not happy, leave. Because of course it's all about your own selfish self. Right. You know, they can, a Christian cannot take not being happy. As if it's a scripture somewhere that say, "Be ye therefore happy in your marriage." And if you're not happy, then you don't say you're okay to leave. I got to read that. Like, come on with it, sir.
I got to pray.
Because and brothers too, brothers and sisters, you know what I'm saying? Think that they got to be happy. Who the hell said you had to be happy? What you got to do is, thus says the Lord. There ain't no such thing as divorce. Don't give a damn how horrible your husband is, or how horrible your wife is. Ain't no such thing as divorce. Y'all got to get through it. In fact, he said, come together again, so that Satan don't tempt you. Y'all got to go tell fire.
Yeah.
You got to tell fire. Satan won't tempt you to go tell fire with somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Like, if I could, precept on what he just brought out about, they say, you know, they want a happy wife, happy life, and that she's supposed to be happy throughout her day. My internet going slow too, so I get this.
So that's well, anyway, happy wife, happy life. She can still be happy, and you still miss.
Well, wait, but
Go tell you that one right there. Miserable.
Some of these Christian women,
Yeah.
you talking about having a happy wife. Good.
You working.
She gonna be happy. Three other men.
And
So she got a man that paid her bills, a man that's had a fire with, a man that come fix the car and
mow the line.
That's how it should be.
Just go ahead.
She wants to be a Superman.
right.
Go ahead. Right. It still ain't happy now, right?
And the Bible says that in 1 Timothy chapter 5 and 6, but she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth.
Imagine those sisters on that strip pole. Imagine those sisters that's on those videos, on tapes. Just living in pleasure.
So, like it, sir.
It's broke.
Imagine those wives that demand their husband do what they want them to do. Same pleasure, ain't it?
Right.
If it's a happy wife, happy life, that means she's dead. Because she wants to live in pleasure. If everything has to be fun and happy all the time, then that woman is dead already, according to the Bible.
That's right. I got what's the precept that say woman would be happy when she make her husband.
Oh, that's in Ecclesiastes 26.
You better correct some sisters in here today.
Oh.
Get this righteous checker, man.
Let's see.
Like it's like
Go ahead.
The
book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 26 and verse 2. A virtuous woman rejoiceth her husband.
What kind of woman?
A virtuous woman rejoiceth her husband.
You don't want to do, sis. You don't want to be regular. You don't want to be regular because you're not regular. The Lord said you weren't regular. The Lord said that you was a princess. You know what I'm saying? So you want to keep that spirit in you. You want to remember that and behave and conduct yourself in that manner. Go ahead and read that again.
Donald Khan. A virtuous woman rejoiceth her husband, and he shall fulfill the years of his life in peace.
That's what it's all about, right there. When a man is happy, best believe you're going to be happy.
It's like the Christian church in here. A little bit. Oh, man. Give a nigga a little peace. Salagi. Yeah, damn. It's up. Salagi, y'all.
Ezekiel 13:4.
I got you. I'm on it. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 13 and verse 4. O Israel, thy prophets are like the foxes in deserts.
Prophets are like the foxes in the desert. You know, they ain't doing their job. In other words, they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. Go to verse 5.
God, ye have not gone up into the gaps.
Going into some gaps. They ain't came to the ghetto, the barrios, the reservations. Told and said what this says, Lord. They teaching what they want to teach. Go ahead.
Neither made up the hedge for the house of Israel to stand in the battle in the day of the Lord.
Yeah, they ain't put up that hedge of protection.
That's right.
That they supposed to put up. They supposed to, be telling you, hey, we need to get back. Hey, I know what we was taught here. This is what this is what the Bible says. This is the word of the Most High God, not Pastor Pochop,
Right.
not his sermon. That's what so many of, like you were saying earlier, they follow that pastor instead of that Bible. Pastor say this, pastor say that. What about the Bible?
Right.
He may read 3 scriptures, and then you got a 30-minute concert. Move on to Ezekiel 22 and 25.
22 and 25.
Uh,
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 22, and verse 25. This is a conspiracy of her prophets. In the midst thereof, like a roaring lion, raving, ravening the prey. They have devoured souls. They have taken the treasure and precious things. They have made her many widows in the midst thereof.
that's your pastors right now, today. That
Right.
same way back then, it is today. Instead of scripture say there's nothing new under the sun, it's still going on.
Right.
It's still going on. They still, it's conspiracy with them. They all together. They make it so bad. They with the oppressor. He gives them the itinerary what to teach. You can teach this, but you can't teach that. If you're not cutting you off, cutting off your grants and all that, you ain't getting nothing if you teach it. That's why it's like that now. You say they like a roaring lion, ravening the prey, and just tearing people up.
Right.
Just tearing people up left and right, destroying families. Telling this woman, hey, you need to divorce her.
Right.
Telling her, you need to divorce him. How you gonna? How's that counseling on marriage? You talk about divorce, you're supposed to be trying to keep them together. If you're supposed to be trying to keep them together. It ain't gonna be sunny days all the time.
Right.
It's gonna be a lot of rain, and the last thing you're supposed to do is a divorce. Because if he followed that Bible, he wouldn't tell you the divorce. That's why he follow his own understanding. Because who knows? He might want the one. Right. This is his way of trying to sneak in without her still being married, for he won't say like he committing adultery. So he just don't know he's still committing adultery.
Right.
That's still that man's wife. And he said they are the ball of souls, and they are taking the treasure and precious things. They don't took everything. They don't took the souls of the people. They not teach them anything. They not teach them how to follow the law, statutes, and commandments. Then teach them how to be brotherly to one another and sisterly to one another. Just taught them to take and be a taker just like him. That's exactly what he did. He said they have made her many widows in the midst thereof. You gotta think how many men done died behind the Christian church. They done died messing with that pastor. Gonna move on to go ahead.
Verse 26.
Yeah.
It say her priests have violated my law and have profaned my holy things. They have put no difference between the holy and profane. Neither have they showed difference between the unclean and the clean, and have hid their eyes from my Sabbaths. And I am profaned among them. That's why they see God, say God is all love. They make him soft. They say that it's profaned his Sabbath. They say you're supposed to worship him on Sunday, which is Constantine said that back in 70 AD. Not what the Lord said, the seventh day, which is Saturday.
Right.
So they have not shown a difference between unclean and clean. Oh yeah, you can go to church and get you some good ham.
Right.
You can get you some swine in the Christian church. They have it on every little occasion they have. Pastor anniversary, but they got 100 big ham in the back. Yeah. Go ahead, y'all.
The last scripture right here. So Ezekiel. Okay.
Them damn hoochie man shorts.
Oh, here's not.
That shit is like clean. That shit is like clean. You know what I'm saying? Like they have to separate what's clean and unclean. You know what I'm saying? What you do around your ribs, you know what I'm saying? That's your business, but your brother better not be wearing no hoochie shorts. If you do, sister, take an account.
Get this last scripture, Ezekiel 34:2.
I got you. God, the book of Ezekiel, chapter 34, verse 2. Son of man, prophesy against the shepherds of Israel. Prophesy and say unto them, thus saith the Lord God unto the shepherds, woe be to the shepherds of Israel that do feed themselves. Should not the shepherds feed the flocks?
Yeah. Have you ever heard that in the Christian church?
No.
Never, ever. Because they know he talk about them. Whoa, mean destruction unto them prophets. That's what he told them. That's when he told Ezekiel, prophesy unto them. He said they you know they feeding themselves, but they feeding the flock. They deep free. They got 2 deep freezers in the house, but yet they know such got 7 kids and need some food.
Right.
And it's at the end of the month, it broke and everything, and they won't even take her no food. Like, here you go, sister. No, it's something for you and them kids. That's why they say woe unto those prophets, because they do not care about their flock. You know, end it right there. You say we'll say Hamajah. I'm gonna go sleep.
All right, men of Israel, Amijah Shabbat, Amijah, Barak,
Yahweh Shabbat.
turn and face the sisters. Gonna salute them out. Amijah Shabbat, Amijah, Barak,
Yahweh
dismissed.
On it, man.